Hello everyone, this is Rachel and I haven't been on here in a little bit, so I thought I'd stop by and say hello, I exist. I have just been focusing a little more on blogs and TikToks because they're quicker and easier to make for me. And I figured I'd hop on here and give it a go for this Aries full moon that's coming our way. So that's coming on September 29th. And it's going to be at 6 degrees Aries. Now, the sun just popped off into Libra, so our relationships are all getting a little bit of a boost from the sun being there. Our partnerships might be more of a focus right now. But when this moon comes along, we're going to be thinking about ourselves, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and they represent ourselves, our self-love, how we believe in ourselves, how we show ourselves to the world. They, Aries is ruled by Mars, so this is a very passionate sign. Aries is very fast-paced, impatient. They're very curious. They like to get things done. They like to solve problems. And they kind of have, at times, when they are doing what they want to do, because that's what Aries is all about, is doing what you want to do. They kind of have total disregard for everyone else around them. When they're focused, they're doing what they want. And it can be at times inspirational because they are so motivated, they are so aggressive even about getting what they want, that other signs can sometimes have a hard time relating to them in those moments when they are just going and getting it done. They're the first cardinal sign. So cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. They're all doers in their own ways. But Aries is number one. They're always number one. If you ain't first, you're last. That's always my motto with Aries. And they can be a very fun sign. But like I said, not every sign can get along with Aries. They can be kind of harsh at times because they're blunt. They'll tell you what's on their mind. They don't usually take the time to think first. They kind of just do first. And it can be an issue for them their whole lives to learn how to stop that impulsive nature of theirs, take a moment, take a beat, think about those they care about before really just opening their mouth and inserting their foot. They're kind of like Gemini in that way. They are, at their best, very fun, caring, and kind to others. They, like I said, they're doers. They'll get it done. They're motivated. They are workers. They're hard workers. And they're very proud of that. They're confident. They're one of the most confident signs because they are a fire sign. They're just like, they put it out there. They can be very creative. At their worst, again, they can be selfish, bossy. They're great leaders, but they can, tend to be a little bit my way or the highway when they're a boss. So this Aries full moon, as all full moons are, they're a time for reflection. They're a time to go inward, look at our emotions and how we're feeling. Full moons can be a time of endings for people. So you may have a 6 month, you look back 6 months for full moons, for the themes that have happened, and an ending can come related to whatever those themes are currently in your life that you're going through. You might end a project, start a new relationship, start a new project, end a relationship. So it's a time of change because the moon is always changing, as we know. And full moon is kind of the culmination of what you've been going through in the past 6 months, or at least a month. So this Aries full moon is going to be full of passion. We're all going to feel our hearts kind of, speaking to us at this full moon. And if you listen very hard, you might just figure out what you want. I think this full moon, we all need to take some time, go inwards and think about ourselves, think about what our goals are, and be a little selfish. Allow yourself to maybe journal and daydream about, in a world where nobody else mattered, what would you do? Are you doing that? Are you reaching those goals? Are you living that life? If not, what can you change about your philosophy, about how you show yourself to the world that can make things better and make your life happier? Because if you ain't happy, why are you here? Earth is all about finding your happiness and loving others, I think. This is an axis of love, Aries and Libra. Libra is the partnership part of that, whereas Aries is get yourself together before you get in that relationship. So that is what we're looking at this full moon. I think we all might be figuring out for ourselves, looking at our love lives, our partnerships. Are we getting what we need? Are we giving too much? Are we exhausted by them? Are we drained by them? Or are we taking too much? Are we being too selfish? How can we fix that? This can even come up in friendships, not just love relationships. So Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and, as I always do, go through each of the signs and tell you what I think is going to be coming your way. So this is based on your ascendant. I do all of my horoscopes based on ascendant. And that is how all horoscopes are written, unless you get a personal chart done, because there's no way of telling where your planets are. So if someone says they're writing it based on something else, they're lying. You can look at your sun and your moon as well for some guidance as well, because if your moon is in Aries and this moon is going to be on top of your moon, that can cause like some emotional things and turmoil and situations for you. So Aries, this is happening obviously in your first house. So you are really going to be self-reflecting, thinking about, who you are to the world, how you show yourself. You're going to be making perhaps some selfish choices in your life that will probably help you along your way in the long run, to be quite honest. Aries, first house can rule your appearance. It can also rule your health. So watch your health. Don't take any risks right now during this full moon, because you might make some rash decisions. Imagine that, Aries. Quick, get it done. You're always in a rush. Take some time to think and contemplate right now before you're making these decisions that are sloppy, okay? First house, it's opposite, the sun's opposite your sign right now. So you could be feeling some turmoil between what your partner's asking and what you want. So make those decisions, make those choices right now carefully, and keep everyone in mind that you care about without stepping on their toes and hurting their feelings. Because the full moon brings about big emotions. And this is a big one, I think, for all of us. Kind of a fun one too, though. So you might be taking an adventure as well, Aries. You might be taking on making some plans for vacation, even a little fall vacation. Okay. Let's go to Taurus. Taurus, this is in your 12th house. You might be having some crazy dreams. Listen to them. Pay attention to them. Journal about them. You might get some messages right now, some psychic messages. Your spiritual world could be very full with this full moon. You could see, just some prophetic thoughts come your way. You could also have some mental health discovery that you're doing and self-exploration that you're doing right now. You might find a new therapist. You might have revelations based upon your mental health. You might start a new medication. You might have some clarity on your about your mental health right now. So pay attention to that. All 12th house themes. So your mental health, psychic visions, dreams, your subconscious mind, all ruled by the 12th house. You can also experience, unfortunately, some losses at this full moon. The 12th house does rule losses, and you might have some enemies that were hidden that you didn't know about come to play, and you might have to confront them. And that's no fun, but you are a Taurus, and you're very good at confrontation because you're very patient and kind, but stubborn. So, stand up for what you want, but don't forget to listen to what the other person is saying, because you might have some issues there too that you got to deal with. Gemini, your 11th house is affected. So your friendships are going to be affected by this full moon. You might have a great time with your friends, but you might argue with your friends. You might have to deal with some past arguments that come back to play into your life. And you have to, talk to your friends, have those heart-to-heart moments. And it is a good time during a full moon, but you got to be careful in spilling your guts, not to say too much and hurt their feelings. You could be working on a charity. Charities are ruled by the 11th house, and your goals and dreams actually are ruled by the 11th house. So you might be working on future plans. You might be seeing plans and projects related to reaching your goals and your dreams in life coming to fruition. You might see them coming to an end. So pay attention to that, Gemini. Cancer, your 10th house of career is your focus with this full moon. So you are maybe going to have some extra energy and emotion that you're pouring into some projects at work. You might feel extra drained around this time at work. You might feel stressed. Take some extra time for self-love, because the opposite of the 10th house is the 4th house of personal home life. Don't neglect your family. Don't neglect yourself. Money is great when you're getting it from work, but it isn't everything, and it can't replace your family when you're pushing them away and they're pissed at you. So Cancer, definitely channel your energy, your emotions into working hard, meeting those deadlines. You could have an emotional eruption with, a fight with someone at work, your boss, leadership. So careful what you say, because you might regret it. And you might make some changes now in your career. You might be looking ahead and thinking like, dang, like my my like work life isn't what I wanted. I want to do something different. And you might be working towards making those changes or seeing those changes happen right now. So Leo, your ninth house of exploration, of adventure, of spirituality, spiritual exploration, and learning is highlighted. So you might be thinking about your spirituality, considering different roads to go on, and literally paths in real life to go on whenever it comes to adventures and traveling. You might be planning a trip. You could be taking some new classes to expand your horizons spiritually or otherwise. It can be also higher learning and education based on whatever it is you're studying. It doesn't have to be spiritual. Can be. So you might be teaching. You might be even become the teacher. You might like say someone starts new at your job and you have to teach them. You might be taking on, someone who you're helping out with an apprenticeship, that sort of thing. So pay attention to that. Don't be impatient. Take your time. I know it's not always easy for you, Leo, because you are a fire sign as well, and you are fast paced. You like to get shit done. But just take your time, be patient and kind to anyone you're teaching now, including yourself. Virgo, your eighth house of intimacy, sex, and spirituality is also seen there as well. Your intimate relationship with yourself is a focus perhaps for you right now. You might be taking some new, reading some new books, doing some studies individually to learn more and expand your horizons spiritually. You might be going to a healer. You might be going to a Reiki practitioner. You might come to me for a reading because I do those. You might be dealing with some sexual problems and dealing with your needs sexually, maybe with your partner or even on your own, just deciding what you want to do, which direction you want to, move in sexually. So you might be dealing with your phobias and fears right now. You can have some weird dreams and nightmares and visions. So pay attention because the eighth house is very spiritual and it does connect to the subconscious mind, very similar to the 12th house. You can also have health problems with this house. So pay attention to your health right now. A full moon can light those issues up and you might have to deal with them, or you might get answers related to them if you have health problems you've been dealing with. So pay attention, Virgo. I know that's not hard for you because you're always paying attention to everything, all the details. Libra, your seventh house. This full moon is opposite the sun, which is now in Libra, and your sun or your ascendant or moon, whatever sign, whatever planet placement that you have there can be activated by this full moon. Seventh house rules your relationships and love relationships, partnerships, marriages, partnerships at work. So you might be looking at your love life. Are you getting what you want? Do you need to take a hot date night, have a hot date night to reconnect with your lover? You might be leaving a relationship. You might be looking into getting out in the dating pool and starting a relationship. You might start a new job, see a new partnership come your way at your current place of employment. Scorpio, your sixth house is highlighted. So we see your day-to-day work and chores get a little boost from this full moon, but it also can mean you're stressed out in dealing with those things. Your career, what you do for work is seen here, whereas like your dream career is like more 10th house. Your sixth house, you're going to see more like your day-to-day work, what you do for work, what you do, go your 9 to 5, baby. Okay. So you might be seeing some changes at work. You might be feeling the stress there. You might need to make some changes in your day-to-day routine, your habits, your day-to-day chores, more like that would be affected by this full moon. So your chores might increase at home. You might be finishing some chores. You might have been doing some work at home and you finally got it done. You might be organizing something and you finally got it done. The sixth house also rules your health and animals. So you might buy a new pet. You might see a pet have health problems. You might see yourself having health problems that you need to go to the hospital, go to the doctor, make those appointments. Make sure you make it to those appointments. Mark them in your calendar, whatever, set an alarm. Because you might be experiencing some problems right now that are, it's due time you take care of them, okay? Sag, your fifth house is going to be hit by this full moon, and your fifth house is romance. It is creativity. It is children. So the things we create are found there. So how you express yourself to the world through creativity is found there. So you might start a new creative project. You might finish a creative project. You might start entering the dating scene, getting your profiles ready. You know, maybe you take someone's invitation to go out on a date, or on a, you know, blind date that someone set you up on, and take that chance, and you might find some romance there. Your children could be a place where there's some struggle. You could have some arguments and some unsettled business with your children that you need to talk over if you have them. So tread carefully, Sag. That's kind of a sensitive house. But if you do use this full moon, use it for inspiration and use it creatively. Because I know Sagittarius can be a very creative sign when you put your mind to it. But watch, because you're impulsive as well. Watch what you say to others right now, because you're going to be peppy. You're going to be sassy, which isn't very new, but exceptionally so with Aries involved. Capricorn, your fourth moon, oh my God, your fourth house. Your fourth house is going to be affected by this full moon. So you might have some issues at home. You might have some issues with your family, with your mom. You might have, you might be helping mom to move. You might be moving yourself. You might be considering moving. You might be doing renovations at your house. Careful not to make impulsive decisions during this emotional full moon. But using this full moon for, as I keep saying, creative inspiration. Please take that chance. Buy those pillows. Get that color on the walls. Like, go for it, you know, because it could be a really good time for that, and inspiration can come to you pretty easily. The fourth house is also dealing with your subconscious mind. It's another water house. So, you know, you might be having some messages come to you as well right now in your dreams, or in your day-to-day life, in your visions, in your thoughts. Pay attention, journal it down, and think on it. Aquarius, your third house is going to be rocked by this full moon. So your siblings and your relationships with them can be a little rocky now. You might have some emotional outbursts. Take time to listen. Take time to speak your piece as well. Your third house also rules communication, so you can be a little bit more prone to impatient communication right now. So be careful you don't open your mouth and insert your foot when trying to communicate your needs and wants. Aquarius, we already said Aquarius. Bye-bye. Let's talk about Pisces. Pisces, your second house is going to be affected by this full moon. So you can see issues with money. You can either see an increase in your salary. You can see a raise coming your way, a promotion. You might see, you know, that you spent too much and you need to dial it back. Focusing on your budget more, focusing on being more serious about your budget, because we know that setting boundaries is not easy for you, Pisces, and it's like in one ear, out the other, you're spending again. So pay attention to your funds right now, watch for hidden charges, and make good choices financially, or you're going to be sorry. Sorry, I said it, it's true. So that is it. That's the whole zodiac. I hope this helped you make decisions in this next week ahead and in the months to come, because you do feel these full moons. They can kind of have themes related to each other throughout time, throughout 6 months even. Next month, we are entering eclipse season, y'all. So I'm not even going to get into that right now. That's for a whole other video, and it will be coming your way. Check out my website, rachellovesastrology.com, for more blogs. Check out my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikToks. Check it all out, because I do it all. And I will be sending you hints and tips on all of those sites in between the moon cycles to help you out. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe to my page, please. And I'll check you out next time. Bye.